Hey, welcome to another episode of Growth Refined. I'm your host, Nicole Peterson. Today is about sisterhood, and I want to get into it. Let's go. Thanks again, everybody, for push and play and just taking a listen to what I have in store for you today on sisterhood. I just had an amazing weekend at a women's retreat for 3 nights and 4 days, and I was surrounded by like-minded women who love Christ, who want to devote their lives to Christ, and who strive each and every day with all the distractions and the imperfections. I found myself connecting with these ladies on a soul level. And I had to look up the definition of sisterhood because I really wanted to see what the internet was saying, what sisterhood was or is, and then I'm going to give you my point of view of how I felt in the experience of it. So what is sisterhood? Sisterhood is the feeling of kinship with and closeness to a group of women, linked by a common interest, a bind deeper than friendship, a promise to love unconditionally, to support, encourage, and inspire that you choose to hold close. I believe that's exactly what I experienced over the weekend. In only 3 days, have I and these ladies known each other, and vice versa. And we opened up in such a way that we would never open up to even our coworkers or those maybe who are closest to us because of that connection of sisterhood. It's an experience that you really can't explain other than a soul connection. And what I experienced this past weekend wasn't just a friendship connection, but a soul connection. And I have experienced this, in my years of life with 2 women, only 2 out of everybody I've ever met. And of course, my husband. So when your soul connects with someone else's, it's an awakening, I feel like, to your spirit that your spirit has been yearning for. We are meant to be in community. People are meant to be with people. I know that, I read that in the scripture, and yet I find I choose myself to be here at home and not going out and connecting. I encourage you to put yourself into uncomfortable situations. Did I necessarily want to go this past weekend to a women's retreat knowing no one? I know acquaintances, but I didn't know anybody. Not really. It sounded awkward for me. It sounded, it sounded like I just didn't want to put myself in the middle of not knowing, right? But I chose to go. Not only did I speak at this women's retreat knowing that I had an obligation to fulfill, and also feeling that it was such an honor to be asked to do that, but at the same time, my soul knew I needed this. I didn't know I needed it, but my soul did. God did. And I tell you, when you walk through uncomfortable situations or uncomfortable circumstances, it stretches you, it grows you. It awakens your spirit, like I explained in my experience. It just is an awakening that your soul craved for and needed. So, starting a Bible study or, finding that church community. And even if you are in a church community and there are Bible studies, but you're just like, I don't know anybody, I just don't know, just do it. Put yourself into those awkward moments and situations because they turn out to be a beautiful connection and friendship and even sisterhood that we have been looking for all along. And we just didn't go for it because we weren't sure. Because, it's the unknown, right? So I encourage you to step out and to go forth and seek these connections and these deep, deep soul connections that we need, and get to know somebody on a deeper level. Not just this friendship, acquaintance, hello, how are you? How's your day been? How's your family? But get deeper than that. Talk about faith. Talk about God's love. Talk about your hardships. Talk about the good things. Talk about all of it. When you feel that soul connection, you love that person unconditionally because you were meant to link together and to have this bondship. And so it's easy to trust that person. It's easy to be yourself and to share it all. Trust me, I just walked through that over the weekend, and I met women I've never met before. And I opened up, and everyone else opened up, and it was a beautiful thing to witness and to be a part of. Like I said, sometimes you just have to step into the unknown to grow and stretch yourself, because God is always working 2 steps ahead of us, and He's always in the details. And if you have that nudge, you need to go for it, because that is God telling you, this is what I have planned for you. This is what I want you to do, because I want you to grow closer to me. I believe God purposely implants these individuals in your path for a bigger purpose, to not only for you to lean on one another, supporting and loving each other, but to bond, bringing a ripple effect of God's love and light to others. Is when you form a bond so deep, such as with your spouse or maybe your sister or mother that you have now, doing that with other people, you're going to find it's contagious. And more people are going to feel welcomed to want to be a part of this sisterhood and this even brotherhood. There's a brotherhood that's just like this. If you're a male listening, it's not just with women, but it's also with men too. And you just have to put yourself out there in the uncomfortable. That bondship is contagious, and it's going to allow others to come in and be a part of this deeper connection, bringing more light and love to others. It's that ripple effect. The new connections I have made are being brought into my personal life. So this retreat, most of these women were 3 hours away. But they're just so inspiring and admirable. I connected with a couple people in a way that I want to get them on this podcast and talk with them and interview them and have their story, their redemption story, inspire others and get the word out there, because everybody has a testimony, first of all, but your testimony will help bring others to Christ. And that is powerful. So that's the whole reason I'm doing this podcast, is to bring light to God and to bring others to God. so we can hang out in heaven together for eternity. Well, I appreciate it. It's a it's a short episode today. I just wanted to get that word out there of how inspired I was by this sisterhood, this kinship that I experienced over the weekend, and just sending out encouragement for you to strive to do that as well, because there are many connections around you that are just waiting for you to come in and get connected and create a lifelong bond. Well, God bless. You have a purpose. You were created in such a time as this. And don't forget, you are worthy. Hey, you just listened to episode 26 of Growth Refined. I'm your host, Nicole Peterson. Please come back and listen to another episode and spread my message of God's love to others by hitting subscribe, liking, and commenting on this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Take care, God bless, and you are worthy.